Welcome back, everybody, to the 32 Ford Tribute Build, Part 5, and the final for me. I think I've finished it as far as I'm going to go. This was a very challenging kit. Now, I had a few comments in earlier videos saying, oh, this is a good kit, goes together well, and yeah, it's very nicely molded and really well done, but there's so many fine pieces that I just, well, it tested my skills and my patience, and I had a near disaster that just about ended the project. I'm more used to building, simpler kits such as this Ford Falcon, you know, uh, simple chassis, where not a lot of details, and you got the metal axles, pretty simple kits. So it does matter of detail painting and whatnot to make it look better, and then of course a simpler engine compartment, and you could add details and make that look much better. And just simple overall kits. I have done some kit bashing. This is from, well, over 20 years ago. I had a Rebel kit, and then I had a Midnight Cowboy kit, tow truck kit, and I managed to kit bash the two together and make a cool old school tow truck, and you've seen that on my last Truckin' Tuesday video. Well, I got my tow truck on standby here because the car might fall apart as I'm showing you it, because I had a near disaster that I just about thought it's over. The project's over, I'm done. But I persevered and I managed to fix it. And well, after that, I wasn't too concerned about getting it perfect. I just thought, let's get this thing finished and let's have some fun. That's what it's all about. So thank you, Kim's Custom Garage, for putting on this build. And like I said, this really tested my patience and my skills, and well, here it is. So I think I did a pretty good job. Now, I didn't put all the pieces on that you could. I didn't put the bumpers on because I just want to make it kind of an old school hot rod, and I wanted to paint it up as somebody would do their own style of hot rod. Well, I'll show you the chassis first, and I'll show you what the near disaster was. Now, there's traction bars I could have put on, but the front suspension, I was test fitting the disc brake rotor, and I was wondering, maybe I could just make it a non-roller and just put the wheel on and brake. And so I put it on, and I thought, okay, well, now I need to maybe glue the rotor and whatnot. Well, anyways, I popped the wheel back off, and I thought, okay, I know what I want to do. And then I went to put the wheel back on, and it snapped the axle. If you can see right by the radius rod where the bottom of the shock is, I broke the axle. And once that happened, it's like I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I looked in the box. Is there another drop front axle or a straight axle? I don't know. And oh my goodness. And that just about killed the project. I thought, it's over. I'm done. But as you can see, the axle doesn't line up there perfect, but I managed to glue it back together. And well, the rest of it didn't really go together as well as I thought it would. Now, when I was starting this project, I had a few comments saying this was a very good kit. It goes together well, very nicely molded, and it is very nicely molded, but well, this cross member is not where it's supposed to be, because when I plugged the engine in, it wouldn't fit. It wouldn't go in, and it popped the cross member off, and oh my goodness. So I got the engine where it's supposed to sit, and that cross member, I think, is supposed to be on top, just over the transmission pan a bit. I don't know, but and so of course the exhaust don't line up now. I could remove the cross member and then adjust the exhaust, but I'd have to do the headers as well. But anyways, this looks like somebody went racing and just disconnected the exhaust, so that's okay. But look at all these fine little parts. So I don't know, my big meat hooks have troubles trying to hang on to it. And it says to put the wheels on, then the axle, and then the radius rods and the steering rods. And well, it's hard to get it glued in there, and I didn't actually glue it. So only the steering arm is glued to the steering box. But, I thought, okay, this is just for fun, so I'm not going to be too worried about how well it comes together. And, okay, I was holding it by the door handle on the other side. Lots of little parts like this door handle. Very fine parts. And then it was tricky putting the light bar on and headlights, but I managed to do that. Now, I didn't put the fenders on correctly, and you got to put them on properly and in the proper place. Otherwise, that headlight bar doesn't line up. And oh my goodness, there was so much fine stuff, and just the way the instructions explain it, it sounds simple, but they don't exactly show where things hook up. Like the radius bars there, there's no actual spot for them to glue in, so I just kind of blobbed some glue on there to hold it. And well, anyways, overall, I think it turned out pretty good. Now there's more pieces I could have added, lower radiator hose and front bumper and brackets and all that stuff. And well, here's the interior. I think that turned out pretty good. And you got the two pedals there and the steering wheel and the dashboard. I could have painted the gauge, around the gauges there, and could have painted the dashboard, but I thought, okay, well, let's stick with white to go with the red and white interior. And the headliner, well, it was black after I painted the body, and I just painted red on top of it. So it looks like a cool period piece anyways. Around back, there's little transparent red taillights. They're so small. I didn't know what to do. Try to find some more taillights somewhere maybe. But overall, I think it looks pretty cool. I think I'm happy with the build. I just went with not a satin, yeah, I guess it's a satin finish. And that's just out of a spray can. And I think it turned out pretty good too. I first painted it, and it turned out all right. And I'm just going to leave it as a rat rod. But I want to do a little better finish, so I repainted it again. And I just put on some thicker coats, and I think I got a nice finish there. So anyways, I hope you like this. Thank you very much, Kim, for putting on this challenge. And anybody else want to join in? Well, it's the 90th anniversary of the 32 Ford. And so anytime this year you could finish the build. But anyways, hope you like this. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll catch you on the next one.